Hello, and welcome to Busy, Gritty, Inked, and Witchy, a magical living podcast for the busy witch. I'm Morgan, eclectic witch of more than 20 years, self-proclaimed fluffy bunny, lightworker, and busy witch. Here we will talk all things witchy, including my personal magical tips and tricks, busy witch hacks, and real talk about current metaphysical happenings, which wouldn't be complete without my snark and unique way of looking at the world. So brew some coffee or tea, sit back, and let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 89 of Busy, Gritty, Inked, and Witchy. And today I have something a little bit different for you all. I have done 3-card readings in the past where I pick out a tarot deck and I just draw 3 cards to kind of see what energy is floating around right now. I wanted to do that again, but while I was trying to kind of figure out exactly what I wanted to do, I had this idea or this download hit me. So we have this very powerful full moon on April 5th or April 6th, depending on if you're on the East Coast or not. So it actually happens at 12:30 something. Some articles said 12:32, some said 12:34, some said 12:37. Anyway, so like 12:30 in the morning of the 6th, of April 6th. So any other time zone in the United States, that's going to put it in the evening of April 5th. But this full moon, which is a full moon in Libra, it is a pink full moon, has energies that go along with it that have like a domino effect into the new moon in Aries, which will happen about 2 weeks later. And then that new moon in Aries is also a solar eclipse. So the energy of that new moon will affect things for about the next 6 months. Okay, so there's a lot of powerful astrological energy happening. And one of the key components of this full moon in Libra is healing. So doing all the research that I have to do to write blog posts and to write things for Inked Spirit, for our Magical Flow workbook, where we work with the energies for the whole year in the coven. I have been doing a lot of research into astrological stuff, and I would have never called myself a celestial witch before. You know, like when I was a kid, I had a fun time reading my horoscope in the newspaper, but I've never been that into astrological stuff until I had to start doing the research to not only write the full moon and the new moon posts for the website, but also to put together the workbook for my Inked Spirit coven. And now I find it so fascinating because astrology is almost like an explanation for everything. When there's something off, if you're very in tune to natural rhythms and things like that, you can tell. So if there's ever a day where things just seem off, I can look at the astrology of the day and, usually it sheds some light onto it. But anyway, so what we're doing today is, even if you're not listening to this podcast before the 5th or the 6th, you have to understand that the energy from this full moon will affect the new moon that's coming up. And then that new moon affects the next 6 months. So this is still a great podcast episode to listen to just to get a general overall energy reading for about the next 6 months, a little bit more. So what I wanted to do was I actually have 3 oracle decks here. And because one of the key components of this full moon is healing, and that is due to the moon's relationship to, and you have to, like I said, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know if it's Chiron or Chiron. It's Chiron. But with the moon's alignment with Chiron, who's the wounded healer, there's a huge emphasis on healing with this full moon, okay? So this is also a pink full moon, meaning that relationships are under the microscope. There's some loving energy, but basically because Libra likes to have balance and harmony in everything, this full moon's really going to illuminate imbalances in your life, especially imbalances in relationships, okay? And then to go one step further, because of the relationship with Chiron, and who's the wounded healer, there is a lot of energy going into healing past trauma and past relationships. And there's a lot of focus on how things from your past could be affecting how you perceive relationships, how you perceive love, how you perceive balance in your life. So starting to get a handle on healing those past things will then help you set new intentions for the upcoming new moon, which will then affect the next 6 months. And basically, we're looking at the next 6 months being an amazing time for rebirths and spiritual transformations and all of that, which to me dates back or goes directly back to healing. That is a huge part of it. So you have got to face things from your past. And this can even be karmic level stuff that you don't even really know about, but came with you when you came into this new life. Okay. So knowing all of that and having done all of that research, I was like, let's pull 3 cards from 3 different oracle decks to see what type of healing or what you need to focus on or what you could be unlocking. Okay. And that's where like all of this stuff was going on in my head. And I was like, you know what? That is a pretty kick-ass podcast episode, and it's something that I'm actually super curious about to see what the cards are, to see what cards we pull. But I was thinking that this could be something really helpful for those of you listening. So the 3 decks that I chose to help us out today are the Goddess Guidance Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. I also have the Archangel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, and then the Witching Hour Oracle by Sherry Gerhardt. Y'all know I cannot pronounce stuff. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Morgan. I cannot pronounce shit. Okay. I can't remember either. Like these are 2, I've had these Doreen Virtue ones forever. I cannot remember if she's the one that has all the controversy, like she turned around and renounced everything later on. I can't remember if that was her or Sylvia Brown. Well, oh well, if it was her, because I love these oracle decks. And at the time that they were created with great intention. All right, so I'm going to do this reading live. So this is, I have not even shuffled yet. I have not focused on anything. I have cleansed them. Okay, so we're working with cleansed decks. But basically for my method of reading cards, I will take a couple of deep breaths, center myself. I don't always know, especially with oracle decks, I don't always know the card meaning. So I do have to use the book, but I do kind of open myself up to see what other kind of messages come through. So what we're going to do is just jump into pulling the 3 cards and laying them out. And I'm going to get a feel for them, and then I will go to the guides that came with the decks. All right. So the first one I'm going to do is the Archangel Oracle card deck. All right. Again, we are doing an overall healing message for the pink full moon in Libra. What healing needs to happen? What messages need to happen, need to be given to these listeners on how they can heal or where they can focus their healing energy for basically the next 6 months? Nope, there we go. All right, so the first card we have is Hello from Heaven. Archangel Azrael says, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. It's a great one. And if you are like, I thought this was a witch podcast, and yet she has Archangel. Yeah, I believe in... Personally, I believe in all types of spiritual beings. I believe that they all have their place. I believe you can learn wisdom from them. I believe that you can interpret them how you will. So while there may not be, like we're not over here reading the Bible, but angels have their place. I believe in this as a spiritual being. All right. So the next card that I am going to pull is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. All right. Ooh, these have gold foil on the sides. All right, what is the message that listeners need for healing during this upcoming full moon, but this sets the stage for spiritual and emotional healing, rebirths, and transformations to come over the next 6 months. And that one fell on the floor, so I think we're going to go ahead and take that one. Oh, all right. And we have Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom. Her message is, you know what to do, trust your inner wisdom, and take appropriate action without delay. All right, I'm already kind of getting a combo message, but I want to pull one more card. Before I go into what I'm getting from all of these, okay? We may not go even into the books. Like the little guides that come with the cards, I don't think we need them. I think that these are laying out a pretty gorgeous message. All right, so now I'm pulling from the Witching Hour Oracle. Again, what message do the podcast listeners need for how to heal, or what they need to focus on to heal from their past, to allow for personal change, personal growth, spiritual rebirths and transformations over the next 6 months. All right. Here we go. Ah, yes. The card that came out is number 25, Balance, for the harvest moon. So this Witching Hour Oracle does go along with lunar phases, so I will have to pull the card for that one, or I'll pull the meaning from the deck. The book, holy crap. It's because I'm getting information, so I'm trying to continue my stream of thought into the microphone while also getting information. All right. So the 3 cards, when we are talking about the healing aspect of this upcoming full moon in Libra on April 5th, April 6th, there's a healing aspect that goes deep. And what I am getting from these 3 cards is, number 1, you have got to let go of those from the past, that whether is there guilt? There's guilt, or guilt over a scenario, or you have to let that go. They're fine. I don't know if it's someone that wronged you or someone that is still living that wronged you, and you think, or that you wronged, and you think that they're fine. And if there were any messages that you think you didn't get to someone, if they passed over, they're fine. That's what the card says, Hello from Heaven, and it's Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So they're fine. That's what I'm here to tell you. Okay, if you think that you hurt someone in the past and you can't forgive yourself for that, they're fine. Or if there's somebody that you think you did not get a message to before they physically passed over, they're fine. They know. Okay? The second card was your inner wisdom card. It was Goddess Athena. You know what to do, trust your inner wisdom, and take appropriate action without delay. So basically, your inability to let go of these worries, these things that are just kind of eating away at you from a while ago, your inability to let go of that has caused you to second guess your intuition. Did I say the right thing? Should I have said something different? I had a bad feeling, but should I have gone with it? Don't second guess your intuition. And that is the blockage. You're not letting go of this Should I have done something differently? Should I have said something differently before that person was no longer in my life, whether they passed over or whether you're just not affiliated anymore? But that has caused you to doubt yourself and your inner wisdom and your gut feeling about that situation, about whether you did the right thing, about whether this is a positive thing that they are no longer with you, or that you didn't say or didn't do whatever it is that you think you should have. I feel like I just went around in a circle. I'm really hoping that makes sense to somebody. But basically, this message is first of all, you have to let go of those worries, and you have got to get back to trusting your own inner wisdom. You know how to get through this. You know how to get past this. You know how to get to the next level. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, and trust your intuition, and let it guide you a little bit more. Okay. Then we go into balance. So of course, everything is about balance, really. But I'm going to actually go to the guide for this one because there's no message. Like the first two cards have messages from Archangel Azrael and then Athena. But this one does not. It just has the card meaning. So basically, drawing this card signifies that your balance is off in a situation in your life. It is time to contemplate what is off kilter and then evenly distribute the positive and negative energy, enabling the situation to become upright and steady. Sometimes this task is about work and family. Are you spending too much time and energy at work? When you get home, are you wholly drained? If so, center your precious energy on balancing your life more by spending more time with your family. Focus on what circumstances in your life require balance. And again, this goes back, it's crazy because the full pink moon in Libra is all about balance and harmony. I said that at the beginning. So for us to pull the balance card is pretty freaking crazy. That's basically what I'm seeing overall. In fact, the last card, the Harvest Moon card, is really just overall. That's what this full moon is going to do, is illuminate imbalances in your life. Okay. So you've got to, once those imbalances are illuminated, you have to make the decision of what to foster, what to move forward in, which according to this card spread is going to be like, you already know what it is. You just you aren't trusting your gut right now. So once this imbalance is illuminated by the full moon, then you have to figure out what's worth your time and energy and what's not. And maybe that's the overall message. That fucking makes sense. So, just got goosebumps. Okay, so that's what we ended up doing here. I was aiming more for like what needs to happen deep down inside, like what parts do we need to illuminate for you to heal in order to, work with the energy of the next 6 months. But that's not what happened here. What happened is it went backwards. Okay, so this full moon is going to illuminate imbalances in your life. I apologize if I am repeating myself, but it just became clear. So once these imbalances in your life are illuminated for you, okay, so you're going to be able to see where you're putting your energy and where you're not getting it back. You're putting it here, you're not getting it back. You're putting it here, this person's shitting on it. You're putting it here and you're getting it back. Or, and it's so hard to see this, someone is giving you a lot of energy and you are not giving it back to them. Okay, so all of those types of things are going to be illuminated. Areas of your life, that balance card said work and home life, but it also extends to relationships. Okay, so then once this is illuminated, you have a decision to make. Okay, do I continue to pour myself into this area and not get that energy back, or do I cut the cord? Okay, this relationship, this area of my life has been giving me amazing energy. I need to devote more time and effort to that. You know what to do. That's what that Athena Inner Wisdom card is. You know what you have to do to move forward. And that is going to coincide with letting something or someone go. And that's where we're going backwards. That's the archangel. Your loved ones, it does say your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. But if it is time for you to cut the cord with a person or a situation in your life that is draining you, that you are not getting back what you're putting into that relationship or that scenario, you need to let it go. Let go of the worries, let go of that situation, and know that the other party will be fine. Okay? So we actually went backwards. And that is the amazingly cool thing about doing readings like this and doing them in a sense live on the podcast. Like, of course, I'm recording this prior to when it goes out to everyone, but it's live in the sense that I started out with one thing, pulled the cards, and a completely different message was given almost. So I really hope that this resonated with you. I don't want to repeat the entire message over again. If you need a little bit more clarification, I would say just rewind back a couple of minutes until I explain how we're going from balance to trusting your wisdom when it comes to things that are illuminated and where your imbalances are, and then cutting the cord where needed and knowing that things will be fine. Or I guess I just summed it up very easily there. So this was fun. This was amazing. I had goosebumps the whole fucking time. Now I have to even look at how this applies to me. So I'm pretty sure when I get done recording, I'm going to write everything down, might even journal about it, meditate on it, and see how this works for me too. Because I feel like this definitely was a bigger message, not just mine, but for you all listening. And I love that this happened this way. So yeah, I hope that you found this fun. I hope that you found this informative. Definitely let me know. Like, I post little, sound bites or whatever onto Instagram, TikTok, sometimes YouTube, or actually the whole episode might go on YouTube. So let me know in the comments anywhere on social media what you thought of this, if the message resonated with you, and if you enjoy when I do these random card pulls for whatever reason, if you get something out of it and if it's entertaining to you. So let me know on social media. I want to thank you all for listening today. Normally, this is where I do my little plug about the Ink Spirit Coven. That is my online learning circle of eclectic witches. We're working on fairy magic this month. So if you join, we've already done the fairy magic class, but you do get access to the replay as well as the Book of Shadow pages. And then we're having a fairy garden workshop on Zoom here in a couple of weeks. So if my energy resonates with you, if you would like to learn more deep dive into your witchcraft practice, your magical practice, and learning how to live with the magical flow of the year, then you can head to inkedspirit.com, learn more there, and sign up. I would love to have you. Thank you again for listening. I hope this was fun, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.